do you think, buddy? What do you think about that? Okay, today we're looking at the Comica professional audio equipment directional condenser shotgun video microphone CVM-V30. Supercardioid, 10 decibel adjustable sensitivity, low cut filter, shock absorber, and most important for me is a wind muff. So let's open it up and take a look at it. I've used a number of Comica products recently, and as I found, their packaging and overall quality has been excellent. Nice full-length wind muff. It's definitely lightweight. Comes with batteries included. So there is the product. I like the way you can easily get it to batteries. You just put your thumb on it and pop it off. You got it? Yeah, I got it. Alright, easy to get a battery case off and on back on. You know, I had a Movo shotgun mic that you had to actually take the mic out of the rubber bands that supported it to change the battery, and the battery changing was a real pain. This one uses 2 AAA batteries. It's real easy to change the battery. And you know, the first impression is pretty nice fit and finish. Of course, you know, you're talking about a microphone that's under $50, so it's going to be hard plastic, but looks like it's got a pretty simple and effective shock absorbing mount to it. It's got a low pass filter and an attenuator. The first position here is to turn it on in the middle, and then when you turn it all the way over, you do the plus 10 decibel. Generally, I like to use the microphone without a lot of adjustments on it and make final adjustments, but we'll take it out in the field and test it out. So to put it on real simple here, it just slides into your hot shoe. And you tighten it down, and you just put in the 3.5 millimeter plug into your camera's audio input, and you're good to go. And it's simple, easy to attach, and actually I have a mini shotgun, Comica mini shotgun, that I use on my other camera for when I'm walking around just shooting with handheld, and I intended to use this mostly with a tripod, but at first glance it looks like that it's not as obtrusive as some of the other microphones that I have. You could still shoot. Yeah, you can still film through the eyepiece with the microphone attached. Okay, to put the dead cat wind muff on there, you just easiest thing to do is to take off the foam cover. Okay, insert this wind muff. Slide it over the microphone like that to kind of snug it up, and then just carefully give it a little bit of force, but don't push on the buttons, and work it over like that. One thing I like about Comica is that their wind covers are definitely well made. I've had other microphones with wind covers where the things would either fall off or fall apart in short order. Now it's a little bit of a challenge, not a big challenge, but you know, you gotta use a little common sense to get the dead cat wind filter on your microphone. But it's really well designed, and it's designed to be a tight fit, but that's a good thing because I've had a lot of microphones a lot more expensive than this that had either had to pay a lot extra for a wind muff, or they fell apart, didn't last, or fell off sometimes. So this one, I mean, I really like the fit and finish there when it's finally on. And the little design here so that it doesn't impede the shock absorbing of it works well. And you've got your cord down here, so you're back in business. I mean, if you're doing a lot of studio work, you might not use the microphone cover that much. So I do a lot of work outside in windy conditions, so I really like the wind reduction of the muff. It's just annoying to hear a lot of wind noise. So there it is, fully installed, tightened down. It tightens down real nice. It's made out of plastic, but that's what you would expect for an affordable shotgun mic. And you see it's got good vibration control. So I'm looking forward to testing it out. And in my case, because I do so much outside work, once I've got this on here, I mean, I don't think it makes a big difference whether you're in the studio or outside, but you definitely need it for outside. So in most cases, I'll just leave this on here, unless for some reason I'd be doing an extended work in the studio. But for me, when I grab the gear and go, I would just leave the wind muff on there most of the time. And it's really a nice wind muff. And then the top position here is your low pass filter. Now, generally I do the recording without too much boost or filtering, but you'll have to experiment with different circumstances. So we'll get outside and test it out. It's like the squirrel is like thinking this huge furry windsock is some kind of critter or something. But we've got a nice wind blowing right now, and so it's a good test of the wind muff. That's funny, these squirrels are always so outgoing, but he's seeing this black wind muff and he's like wondering what's up with that. Now you can hear a dove calling over there, and it's a real windy day, so it's a good test of its ability to distinguish sounds. Okay, now we're going to do some testing with the low pass filter in the game. I'm going to just to see if there's any unusual noise or humming or anything. I'm going to turn the gain on and the low pass. That's just with 10 dB gain. What's up, buddy? Can't really do anything around here with the squirrels. What do you think, buddy? That's with the plus 10 dBs. What do you think about that? Mm-hmm. Alright, let's turn the plus 10 dBs off. There we go. Now we'll put the filter on. Low pass filter, what do you think of that? These guys aren't particularly helpful because they're not saying much. Alright, we've got the low pass filter on. It's a windy day. Let's go see what Mr. Blue Jay has got up his mind here. Nothing more annoying when you're outside doing wildlife photography. You hear a bunch of loud wind noises. It's time for a basic voice test of this microphone, voice quality test. I have got the gain off and the low pass filter off. I just want to hear the natural sound. Alright, now I'm sitting in a typical position you might for an interview. And as I keep talking, you walk around beside the microphone. I'm now talking beside the microphone. See what kind of noise it picks up. And now I moved around behind the camera and I'm taking, actually talking behind the camera. So you can get an idea of the voice quality as one moves around it inside in a controlled environment. Okay, let's just read a little passage here. One you may or may not find interesting. It's about the urbanization of the gray squirrel. It's talking about the arrival of the gray squirrels in the cities. Given the present ubiquity of gray squirrels, it may be difficult to believe that they have not always been common in American cities. In fact, they seem to have been entirely absent during the first half of the 19th century. The dominant image of the eastern gray squirrel in the early 19th century culture was a shy woodland creature that supplied meat for frontiersmen and Indians and game for the recreational hunter, but could also become a pest in agricultural areas. Although some other members of the squirrel family, such as the American red squirrel, were present in 18th and 19th century American cities, and although small numbers of gray squirrels could be found in woodlands on urban fringes, the gray squirrel was effectively absent from densely settled areas. Okay, let's wrap this up. I spent the day with the Comica shotgun mic, price point under $50, hanging out with my buddies, the squirrel and the blue jay. Found the microphone lightweight, easy to use, robust, easy to adjust, has a filter and attenuator you can use depending on the circumstances. Does really well in high wind conditions. I really like the wind muff, and as you can tell, I really like to pet the wind muff. So it's a microphone I'll get a lot of use out of.